I've been sitting in my car for the last hour or so, just trying to process the last couple of days. And forgive me if I don't have the energy. It has been really troubling. Um, I just came here to announce my official divorce from the Democratic Party. And you're talking to a guy who's been voted Democrat since I was 18 years old. Up until recently, I've been changing how I vote, but still carrying the label, you know. I'm the type of guy who doesn't jump ship. I try to be the voice of reason within the ship to try to steer it back to a true north. But this party has lost its way. The Democratic Party, let's be honest, has become demonic and barbaric. And I, as a Christian, can't be a part of that anymore. Look, I'm a proud and beautiful black man. I love being black. I love my skin, everything that comes with it. I was a proud Democrat. I remember they used to stand for the right thing. But before I'm beautifully black, before I am a member of any party, I'm a born-again Christian. I'm a born-again Christian, and the Democratic Party right now doesn't represent my values, my ethics, and I can't support the barbarism and the divisiveness that they've been engaged in. I mean, we could run down the list, guys. As recently as yesterday, because of the rhetoric that the Democratic Party has been spewing for the last 10 years or so, has been so extreme and so just over the top. That rhetoric resulted in a man who was professing his love to Jesus to strangers and having open and civil dialogue, something we all should celebrate. I don't care whether you agree with his opinions or not. His opinions weren't coming from an evil place. He just wanted to talk. And he was assassinated for it. In front of his loved ones, in front of his family. And now 2 children don't have a father because a man just wanted to talk. A wife doesn't have a husband because a man just wanted to talk. I can't be a part of a party that did that. A party that fostered that. I can't. And you guys can run around acting like you're apologetic and you're sorry, but I know deep down inside you're not. I know you're not. I've heard your rhetoric for too long. My wife said that when somebody shows you who they are, you got to believe them. And man, she's so right on this. I believe in who you are right now. I can't support a party that coddles criminals and vilifies victims. I can't. I just can't. 800,000 men and women get up every morning. We're not perfect, but we do the best we can to protect people and keep people safe. And because you guys have bought into a dangerous ideology as it relates to law enforcement that puts criminals on a pedestal and makes them the victims and calls the victims racist for wanting justice, that goes against the Bible. That goes against the gospel, because in the gospel, the Bible says God hates when the innocent are persecuted. And he hates when the guilty goes free. But that's what's happening. And the guilty keeps going free over and over and over again, resulting in the murder of a poor young lady on the train. It doesn't matter her color. She didn't deserve that. But if you're in the color, guess what? A few days before, a young black woman was murdered by a man who shouldn't have been here. I can't support a party that doesn't put its people first. I can't support a party who purposely and willfully broke the border for power. Don't get it twisted. It wasn't about caring about people from other countries. It was about power. And they broke the border. And they let some people in here who shouldn't have been here, who hurt Americans, who hurt cities, who took over apartment buildings. Breaking the border caused more human trafficking. Hundreds of thousands of kids were trafficked. We don't even know where some of them are still. Fentanyl was able to come through, and you empowered the cartels to spread fentanyl throughout our country, killing hundreds of thousands of people every year. I can't support that as a Christian and as a man. I can't. See, as a man, I'm a protector. I believe in protecting, and the Democrats fail to protect Americans. You can't argue me down on this. You can't. I can't continue to have the Democratic label. Can't hold that for a party that wouldn't even stand for a 13-year-old black child who survived cancer, or parents who lost their children to people who shouldn't have been here. I can't be a part of a party who engaged in silencing millions of Americans, violating their constitutional rights. I don't care what you say, that's what they did. They work with big tech to silence millions of Americans on a myriad of issues. That's the most un-American thing I've ever seen, and they got away with it. People who, some of their opinions you may not have agreed with. Some of the opinions, disgusting. But many of the opinions were rooted in logic. They were rooted in sound logic. And you canceled them, you banned them, you kicked them off platforms so you could dominate the mic. I can't support a party that supports affirming children mutilating themselves while they're in a state of confusion. Look, if you turn 18 and you want to do that, let me tell you something. That's your business, and I'm still going to love you no matter what. But when a child is developing and growing, for God's sakes, why would we engage in barbarism against them? Why would we give them pills to alter them? Why would we do that when they're still growing and developing physically and mentally? I can't support that as a Christian man. I can't do that. I can't. So I can go on and on, guys. I can go on and on. And I'm not saying all Democrats are like this. I'm not saying all Democrat elected officials are evil or demonic. But for many of you who know I'm right, to sit there and be silent while this party spreads such divisive rhetoric, such hate, and then they have their pundits doing the same, and now everybody's washing their hands like, oh, we condemn violence in any form. What the hell did you think was going to happen? What the hell did you think was going to happen? When you keep calling half of the country Nazis, deplorables, racist, when you emotionally hijack people on college campuses where they can't reason or think. They can't think. They don't see people. They see something to hate. And over time, it inspires people to try to kill the other side. I can't. I saw you weaponize the justice system against one man because you wanted power. I've never seen one man go through so much. Whether you like the president or you hate him, I don't care. The one thing we should, as Americans, should agree on was that shouldn't happen. It wouldn't have happened to anybody else. But I watched you guys abuse the justice system because you wanted power so badly. No. As a black man and as a Christian, I can't support the Democratic Party anymore. You got black people dying all over this country due to violent crime, and you're fighting the president who's trying to stop it from happening. You may not like how he's doing it, but man, he's proven it works, and you don't want to work with him to save more lives. As a black man, that bothers me. So, I am sorry for going so long. But until the Democratic Party gets their head on straight, I don't want to be associated with you anymore. You can call me an independent. You can call me whatever you want. But I can't do it anymore.